Why, hello. It's been a while. It's been a little bit, just a couple weeks. I've been tracking it because I've been putting this video off for God knows how long. But what exactly, like last video I said that I was going to discuss what exactly got me into working out and why I did it. Well, there's multiple reasons. Because every single thing on this earth is complex, and this is no different, But I guess it was a lot of things. I'm gonna get into it after this. A little bit of backstory, if you will. I've been working out for around a year and a half, maybe even a little more than that. And that summer will mark 2 years. But I haven't really been working out for that long. The grand scheme of things, the grand scheme of everything, I haven't been working out for that long. If anything, I've been working out a little less than a lot of people. But I still found a way to make it work despite the circumstances I was in, rather than trying to shun it away. Anyway, that was a short intro. I want to get into this right now, because I just want to. Anyway. Alright, so why did I get into working out? Well, it's really quite simple. Bullying and a lot of other things. Later. But in the beginning of freshman year, I was not very confident myself. I was skinny, fat, and pale as a ghost. Still am, but besides the point. So during the middle of freshman year, not even the middle, it was the middle actually, because I remember this was like more towards the summer, but a little bit in the winter. Anyway, so it's the middle of freshman year, and I'm with my friend chilling in the back of the class. Out of the blue, he says to me to flex. So I hit him with the classic bicep flex. But just like I was nothing right here, right now, because I'm wearing a sweatshirt on, so was inside of class, but there was no sweatshirt, and it was just a flat plane. He didn't mind, but the person next to me said, like, I was really skinny. A lot of people did say that for years, so I took that to heart, I guess. I remember more on it, too. At that time span, I was trying to look for girls, I was trying to get girls. Yeah, biggest mistake in my life, don't try to search for girls or a girlfriend in like freshman year of high school. Trust me, my guy, it's not worth it at the slightest. I tried it like 5 times. None succeeded, but still, at least I tried. But I'm not going to say that dating is not really the topic of this video, but it is an important step. Bunch of these happen after that. But let's get to it. Before spring break, because spring break is a catalyst moment inside this entire thing, I was doing like a few push-ups in my garage. Can you believe it? On day 1 of the gym, I could not even do 1 push-up because I would fall down. 10 pounds felt extremely heavy, and 2 pounds was heavy. That's how you know I was weak. I was around 5'9" and 128 pounds. Well, that's before the bulk. I was around 124 back then. But a little while into my spring break endeavor, a little while before, it's around a Friday at this point, it's social studies class. And this is the one thing that I did that sparked the one thing that helped. So there was a girl in my class I was into. I liked her. She looked kind of good. I don't like her anymore, but at the moment she looked good. So I was like, all right, I want to get because I was still a freshman, I still had Snap. So I was like, I'm gonna get her Snap. But I was too much of a pussy ass bitch that I could not even go up to her by myself. That's how you know how much confidence I had in that moment. Anyway, so I asked my friend to do it for me, and he got it for me. Looking back on it, I look like a tweaker outside of 7-Eleven because I was vibrating in that chair when he said act natural. Yeah, I look like I look like a crackhead outside of Walmart right over there. It was weird. But anyway, so I get her number, not a number, her snap, and then we start chatting. I don't know how I didn't see this red flag before. Like responding so long, like took so long for a response, other stuff too. It's like not very interested, a bunch of other things. And then at the end of spring break, I realized I had just been ghosted because she didn't respond. So I was like, maybe she's busy. No, and then I checked a day later and I was like, maybe I didn't even think. I was so hung up on that. So after that, cruel rejection. Not really that cruel, actually, now looking back on it. It was actually pretty lighthearted. But yeah, dating is a whole nother thing that I'll get into in another video, because I've had my fair share. I've never dated anyone. I've been rejected multiple times. Why, you may be asking? I don't know. Looking back on it, a lot of things, but still, I've changed. Anyway, so that sparked a moment in me to go harder in the gym, being called skinny, and like getting over your first girl. Not very good stuff. At the same time, that is not very good. But it was a little while into the summer too, because I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this gym thing, and I didn't have any knowledge on it at first. I remember I didn't know how to do diet or anything like that. I was still eating like garbage, and it sucked. It really sucked in my eyes. So what happened was, I just kept eating junk food, and then eventually I realized I have to cut out junk food. So I cut out junk food for a little while, went back on it, went back off. It was an on and off thing because I did not know what exactly I was doing. But I remember the day I began, and I told myself that I'm going to stick to it no matter what. And it was in May somewhere. I think it was like May 24th, something like that. It was a little while into the summer. Then I started, and I haven't stopped since. And over the years past that, it's been cruel, but still something. But I remember a little while starting into my journey. Freshman year, that's been like the 5. I still tell my friends this to this day, but it was like 5 girls. I was like asking for their snaps. I'm like, looking back on it, I kind of was an idiot. I was an idiot. This happened in freshman year. Funny stuff. Story for another day. But all those rejections and all the names of Twig and Skinny really were put into my subconscious. That pushed me harder and harder and harder and harder. I compare myself nowadays to the first version, the first progress photo I took. The first progress photo I took was 3 months into my fitness journey. And it looked, I can't show it on screen because I'm shirtless in that photo. And I doubt you guys want to see a 14-year-old shirtless of me. Okay, I'm a little bit older now, but it was my first progress photo ever. And it serves as a catalyst of when I started. Another catalyst. So many of them. But after I started taking progress photos, this was a little while into November and December of, what year was it again? I forget. It was like sophomore year, I think, but it was like a little while into those years. And I've just gotten done with asking a lot of girls for, asking girls for their snaps, a lot of this kind of stuff. So after I started doing that, I said, okay, I'm going to take a break for like a year now. Take a break for a year and see how it works. Yeah, I did not take a break for a year from dating, or at least trying to. You see, the one thing I forgot to mention was that I hate to even mention this, but it's very important for the story. In sophomore year, I only wanted to pursue one girl in particular. And since I moved to like a new state, like I don't know how many years ago, but I was in I think 8th grade, and I saw this one girl in that class, and then I saw her again in my math class. This is sophomore year, mind you. This is around 2 years, I think, of the future. I think, yeah, it is 2 years in the future. If you count the entire year, it was a half a year, so 2.5 years, because I was only there for half a year. But as soon as I saw her inside of my math class, I was like, dang, I kind of want her. That was my entire mindset for so long. Yeah, she was I saw her, I was I have to admit, this girl, I was I saw her friend group. They don't know me, by the way. I was just sitting across the table. It was so here they were, and then here's where I was. It's halfway, not even across campus, but there was a table in the far away corner, and then me and my friend would sit there because it was comfortable. But then I got to see her friend group, all that other stuff, blah blah blah. I was a weirdo. I've got to say, I was weird. But one day, I got the actual courage to talk to this girl. Big shocker. And it turned out really well, so I was like, all right, yeah, this is going good. So at this point in the fitness journey, we are around we're almost around a year and a half in, almost, because because the entirety of what I've described was watching her. I would also get, before I even talked to her, I would get jealous of dudes looking at her. Dude, oh my god, I was messed up in my head somehow. I've changed. But all that observation, as I'd say, because I was just kind of hyping myself up in a way, but it just took 2.5 years, not even that much. So after the interaction went well, I got her snap, and then this is at the end of the year now. This is at the end of the year. We're fast forwarding to the end of the year because the boring stuff, you don't want to hear about it because it's boring. It's really boring. I don't care enough. But I get her snap. Everything's going well. We're chatting over the summer. We volunteer together over the summer. So I'm like, all right, cool. Yes, I finally have an opportunity. This girl, she seems pretty cool with me. I seem pretty cool with her. I'm gonna keep going. And since I had a hype boost, it was like a power up in a video game, because it was it lasted for 2 months of energy. It lasted for just 2 months. That was how much energy I had. I don't know why exactly I had so much energy. I guess it's just because of the excitement. But anyway, I get to New Year. At this point, we're a year and a half in. We're about a year and a half in. So, I saw some windows, so I was like, oh, is Matt my neighbor? But, when it was towards the beginning of the year, I communicated with my friend. I'm like, all right, we've been talking for a long time. 3 months. That's not very long, by the way. It was 3 months. 3 months, and then the fourth one is when I started taking things more seriously. But by month 3, I'm like, yo, should I just do it? Should I just ask her out right now? I mean, think about it. He's like, I think he was like, yeah, sure. You guys seem to be really good. So I asked around. My other friends were like, go for it. So I had the support of all my friend groups on my side. I do not recommend telling all of your friends about a girl if you're not dating them, because yes, your friends want to be educated in it, but sometimes they can get in the way, and which makes it even more difficult, because now there's a lot of stress on your shoulders. So I've been going pretty hard. I see some gains flowing in soon. I'm like, all right, maybe this life is going to be actually worth living for 2 minutes. But we were like, I distanced from my friend. I tell my friend to go away for a few days so I can actually do this, and he complies. So then that day, I remember that day like it was yesterday, because it was a month ago. But essentially, how it went was, I was sitting on a bench And then I asked her out over text. Listen, I've made plenty of mistakes so far. This is not even new to me. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ask her out. Yes, finally, I can get an opportunity. Gains are still flowing in good. I'm still happy during my lifts. I'm like, yes, gains going. Maybe we can get something else on the side, you know? Oh, but Lord, I was wrong. Lord, I was wrong to the core. Because that day, the day I remember like yesterday, on that one bench was the fatal words of the friend zone. I got friend zoned, bro. I'm still friends with her to this day, but that's besides the point. And then after she friend zoned me, she's like, "Are you good?" I'm like, "Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm." I went home that day to the gym. After hearing that news, I was devastated after that news because I was like, I've never gotten this far. It was weird. So I'm not going to say exactly what she said because, I want to protect, privacy. I don't want to say what people said to me, what they spoke to me about, because honestly, that's not really of my concern. Neither should it be yours. So if you're wondering what it is, don't, because it's none of your business. Anyway, so I go home that day. I'm home. I'm like really mad. I'm kind of really sad too because I'm like, shoot, I just lost something. Then I kept telling myself, you're friend zoned. You got a friend now at least. I was like, yeah, but that's not what I wanted. So I proceeded for the next 3 weeks to be butthurt over it before eventually somewhat moving on. And then another week later, I fully moved on. And at that point, the lift started to get more about just lifting and no longer about anything else. In the end, because now we're in present day, I'm still doing that. But to think, when I was in freshman, sophomore year, the only reason I lifted was just to attract girls and just to look more appealing. I didn't want to do it for myself. But now I just do it for myself, being quite honest. And also, yeah, I admit it's kind of all over the place with the story, but to be fair, it's really hard to hold a microphone because I keep switching halfway through it. Because, it's and plus it's not really, a lot of it's kind of a blur, but I remember the basic idea of it. Just to get girls, everything else. Every single what new lifters want. Nowadays, I'm still doing my lifts. I just do it for myself. I'm not focused on girls anymore, really. I'm not gay. Even if I've been accused of 3 times. Not my fault, though. But I took to myself, I said nowadays to just focus on yourself. You'll try and get girls later, and just try and focus on yourself. Because at the end of the day, who's the one who can really say what you're going to do besides you? And now I'm in the present day. It's been 43 weeks, I believe, of workout tracking, countless progress photos, and the respect of my friends and peers because I work out. It's really brought me to a point of realization that the reason why you start working out isn't exactly the reason it's going to be forever. I thought I was just going to keep working out forever. For girls, that's pretty much it. But I didn't. When you work out for yourself, you really just like it. And I think I've grown quite a bit in those few years. I've learned, I've stopped being a creep, by the way. I've learned to respect people a lot more, stop dating for a while, or at least trying to. And my only advice to anyone who has gone down like a similar path of bullying and breakups and working out is just do the same things I do, or do something similar. Because I've had a load of, I've had a load of shit passed down me in this past year. A lot of events have happened, and they really swayed me from working out a little bit because they discouraged me a lot. But I still kept going. That's my advice. If you can, just keep going because it will get better eventually, no matter what. If you keep going, it will get better. You don't have to worry about it right now. And really, the best thing about it is just being able to do it every day. Just being able to, even if it's not much from my gym, because my gym is in my garage, even if it's not much, it's still something. So whatever the circumstances, whatever anything, it's always going to get better, no matter what. With lifting, with anything in life that you choose. I just pick lifting because, like, lift up heavy weight, set heavy weight down, is more of a motivator than anything. Helps people work out feelings, but sometimes not. Anyway, that is really the end. That's pretty much why I worked out. That's the motives, and that's the past. However, the past is the past. Anyway, now